All right, let's try this again. Again, welcome back to the Floofs and Waffles podcast. Today, as always, we are joined by myself, Waffle Plays, and the one and only, the Fox himself, Loof Snoof.
Snoof.
Yes. Oh, no, just playing. But hopefully everybody is...
I just spilt tea all over my desk.
Oh no. I can see the little fox dipping sideways. I was like, what's going on over there? What's happening?
That's what just happened there.
Oh no. But I hope everybody's having a fantastic Sunday afternoon, morning, or evening, although those are kind of done backwards, morning, afternoon, and evening. Today is November 14th, 2021. And we were just going to be shooting the shit. This is going to be one of the last segments for a minute, last podcast for a minute, in which it is not very structured, right? It's me and Floof kind of shooting the shit, catching up, kind of going over random topics here and there, while Floof also cleans up the tea off his desk.
Hey, these paws are clumsy. Fuck, did I get that?
Well, I mean, what are you supposed to do? You got no opposable thumbs, you got no thumbs. You only got the...
Oh, that got in my keyboard, too.
Oh, God. Oh, man. What's...
The avatar's going to freak out for a moment.
Yeah, your avatar just it looked like it was just getting down. But Galactic Beluga, thank you so much for joining us. I appreciate it. And for all of you all listening later on YouTube.com, hey, maybe hit the subscribe, maybe comment, maybe leave a like. I don't know. I can't force you to do...
Definitely leave a comment, subscribe, like, all that good stuff, please.
See? Floof's got it. We are both, at least I've been really enjoying these, and I've been really enjoying being able to upload onto YouTube as well.
I've hated it. I've absolutely had the worst time on this.
Yeah,
Waffle is like the worst person to podcast with because he has so much to talk about.
It's true.
I'm just used to podcasts where we just sit there and stare at each other.
Yeah, we gaze deeply. We gaze deeply into each other's eyes, and it's hard. I know you're asking because usually he has sunglasses on, but check this out: night vision. I got night vision. I just see right through those sunglasses, which doesn't make sense, but it works.
Right now it's Sunday fun day, so
yes,
we got these rocking.
We got the Sunday shades out in operation. What was I gonna say though? I don't know. Something along those lines. Are we going to be talking about upcoming events that we're going to be doing? Yes. Are we going to be talking about our week? Yeah, as well. Yes, that's pretty much it. We're going to be buckling up, shooting the breeze, coming across some ideas here and there, and also setting out the schedule for next week. So I'm hoping everybody enjoyed their week. Personally, I kind of had a lot of ups and downs myself. But Floof, what were you up to this week? What have you been doing?
Oh, sorry, I was taking a drink.
No, you're good, dude.
This week was pretty chill. I didn't have too much going on besides just the general things around the den and doing some extra, like, I guess, like some more curricular things and whatnot. Other than that, working, so...
Yeah, as adults, I feel like working is the giant pivotal point of the week, right? Like, well, I've been fucking working. I've been hitting that grind every single day.
I mean, I've been enjoying my time. I've been getting back into Apex, though.
There you go.
So that's what I've been playing a lot of is Apex Legends.
See, for me, it's like I kind of went the other way with it, right? I was for a little bit there playing some shooters. I would hop on Splitgate, Apex once in a while. Now I've fallen back into the Let's Go Eevee hype. I don't know why. Actually, I do know why. It's because I wanted to check it out on the OLED and I wanted to check it out on the new Switch Lite because the newest Switch Lite model, I'm pretty sure has a couple different components that they had used from the OLED to put into the Switch Lite model. So it's not like a huge revamp, but it is a little improvement from the Switch Lite that we all love or know and love for those who actually have one. And the OLED itself, obviously, it's crisp. It has that revamped screen, so I wanted to check it out, and I just fell back into it, man. Like I'm telling you, Pokemon Let's Go could have been so good. It's already a good game, but like if they added a couple things like like being able to hatch eggs, right, breeding Pokemon, if they added things like abilities, like Pokemon abilities, attack to catch, you know, like those kinds of things would be so fucking dope. Like that would make the game so much better. Because like if you remember, during some of the points of Let's Go, there would be like when you ran into Snorlax or when you ran into like some of the legendary birds. If you ever played a Floof, I'm not too sure, but you would be able to battle the Pokemon, knock the Pokemon out, and then go to catch right afterwards. They should have done that with every single Pokemon. That would have been so much better, because this game has such great quality when it comes to its graphics, when it comes to its gameplay, when it comes to the soundtrack, when it comes to cutscenes, and not only that, but the map, like, right? So like I can go from Lavender Town to what is it, like Vermilion City, and I think the only point in time like anything has to load is when I go through some of those stopgap areas where the officers are, and though it's like a second, it's not much, right? While in Sword and Shield, I feel like when you go from area to area, sometimes it's like there's like a loading screen that has to process, and like Sword and Shield it's fun and all, but like the storyline for Sword and Shield was bad. Like it was just fucking terrible, and I'm actually really enjoying myself going through this.
Yeah, I mean, I played a tiny bit of Sword and Shield, but like I did not get anywhere near like completing the game or even really getting that far.
Yeah,
because I was playing it on somebody else's stuff.
Bobby, trash. Yeah, dude. Sword and Shield storyline, not great. And I don't even blame you, to be honest, Floof, for not wanting to get through it, because like, to be honest, I rushed through that shit. Like I turned off all the cutscenes, because like the cutscenes don't matter, right? Like at least in Let's Go Pikachu and Eevee, you had this moment where you would go to a cutscene and it would have like this whole new animation. You'd see a facial expression going on with the actual main character, the protagonist. You'd see Eevee or Pikachu react as well. Like one of the things and for really pointless parts too, right? Like parts that didn't really need it, but because it was there, it made it just that much better. And one of the parts I'm kind of thinking of is when you go and run into Bill. So if you remember correctly, when you go past Celadon City, you go over this bridge called the Gold Nugget Bridge and run into a Team Rocket member who is, you know, pretty much coerced some of the townspeople into defending this bridge so that they could try to go and harass Bill and get his technology. And for transmuting Pokemon DNA into human DNA and vice versa. And when you go over to meet Bill, you find that he has actually transmuted himself into a Nidorino. And the Nidorino comes out and he's like talking to you, and then he's like, go hit that computer over there, bud. Like, go turn that computer on, and I'm gonna hop in this machine and bobbity-boo, and I'm gonna turn back into a human. And when that happens, there's a like slight cutscene, and the cutscene, it was so good. Like it was probably one of those moments where I'm like, dude, holy shit, like this game is fantastic. Like it's such a fucking good game. And I'm really excited about the Diamond and Pearl remakes that we're getting tomorrow. Actually, I've already got my pre-order going. I'm gonna get that double pack. I know what some of y'all thinking too. Waffle, you fucking sucker, you're gonna go get that double pack. It's expensive. You're getting two of the same fucking game. It's like, you know what, I don't care. The beautiful thing about GameStop is you trade your games back in and you just fucking recycle them into new ones, you know? That's just how it is. But enough about me and my Pokemon horniness, right? I'm just over here fucking waving a horny flag for Pokemon, the Hornymon. But Floof, what games are you looking forward to in this next year? Because that's kind of what I wanted one of the topics to be for the stream, because there's so many good games coming out this next year, right?
I want to play Dying Light 2.
Wait, did that come out already?
No, it's coming out in next year.
Do we have a date for that? Let me look online real quick.
They said it was 2022.
Did they not have like a disclosed date for it? They just said 2022.
I don't think they did, but I've waited long enough for this thing.
I agree. Dying Light 1 was fantastic.
When I get my boy Jonas Scott.
Dying Light 2.
He's the voice actor for the main character.
Dude, they have a release date. Dying Light,
when is it
Dying Light 2 will be coming out December 7th, 2021. So fuck yeah, let's go with that. That's actually honestly a really perfect time to release it, because I don't really know of many games being released in December this year.
And I feel like it's kind of an untapped thing, if I'm being honest. Like, unless it's like on Christmas or like Christmas weekend, I don't know a lot of games that really release in December, like early December.
Well, and it's a smart move that they're releasing it on the 7th because it gives the game a little time to breathe so that people can get it for like Christmas, get it for your kids, get it for yourself, even, you know, whatever it might be. And also, let's say for some reason it comes out the 7th, and it's a great game, but it's kind of like held by the wayside, like a couple of really good games were. I'm thinking of like Astral Chain is a big one. And Astral Chain ended up getting a discount like fairly soon after it was released. And that made it like just a fantastic buy in my opinion, because then it's like, it goes from, you know, $60, oh I don't really have $60, and then it goes over to fucking I think it dropped down to like $35-$40 within like a month, and I was like, that's what I make my move, you know, get in there with my fucking shark fin and snorkel on and
the maneuver.
That's exactly right. But for next year, I would probably say my 3 most anticipated games in order would be Elden Ring, Pokemon Arceus, and then Breath of the Wild 2. And then obviously honorable mentions would be God of War Ragnarok, Horizon Dawn Zero West, right?
I thought it was Horizon Zero Dawn.
Horizon Zero Dawn, whatever the fuck, you know what I'm saying? I'm still trying to wake up. I had my peppermint mocha this morning, and my coffee machine's all fucking broken.
My avatar doesn't show it, but I'm very tired.
Yeah, I need to go buy a French press because the pot. Okay, so like, you know how like when you have a coffee pot and there's like that conjoined handle that goes to the side, and usually the handle is like wire or metal, and it actually connects to the pot. Well, mine's like plastic, and like they had this tiny little plastic piece, like no bigger than the space between my index finger and like the midway of my like the first knuckle, holding everything together. And like I've had this coffee maker for like 3 years now, so it hit that expiration point where it's like the plastic's like, you know what, Chief, like it's gotten too hot, I'm wearing down, and it just broke the other day, and I fucking ended up launching coffee all over the place, and I was like, son of a fuck, you know, like piping hot coffee all over my fucking pants and the floor and everywhere, and I'm like, this is how the day is gonna go, you know. This is how the day is gonna go. But
it'd be just one of those days.
It happens. But what I want to ask you, Floof, is we are coming to the point near the end of the year where we have the Game Awards show, right? We have Game of the Year. I personally, like the whole Game Awards, Game of the Year, Jeff Keighley jerk off fest, I'm not a huge fan of, right? It is what it is. It's cool, you know. Sometimes we'll get cool discounts on games because it's like the Game of the Year edition with all the patches and shit, whatever. But like the actual show and presentation, like Jeff Keighley just wants to pretty much stroke his ego, and that's like his best way to do it and make a shit ton of money while doing it. So like I'm not the most gigantic fan of it, but I do like the idea of picking out a game of the year, right? So I was going to ask to you is, what would be, let's go with like 2 titles. What would 2 titles be that have come out this last year that you would consider like game of the year? And it could be a game that you've played or a game that you want to play and you've heard like a shit ton of good things about, right? Because like obviously, you know, this last year with COVID and everything and kind of the wishy-washiness of security, I know I personally have not played a whole lot of brand new games, but there are a bunch of games that I had my eye on, and then there were obviously some newer games that I had played, like Metroid Dread or oh god, there's a couple others.
I forgot that Dread came out this year.
Right.
Because my mind is still on like 2020's game list.
Dude, for real.
There was a lot of games that came out that year.
So like let's go down, let's look up here real quick. So 2022 or 2021 video games. Let's just to name off a couple, right? Because I'm not going to go down the list because the list is actually surprisingly fucking massive. There was 47 games released this last year, and in the top, let's say 5 on this list, there's Halo Infinite, Resident Evil Village, Far Cry 6, Battlefield 2042, Deathloop, Hitman 3, Forza Horizon 5, Metroid Dread, Ratchet and Clank Rift Apart. And the list goes on and on and on. You have Marvel's Guardians of the Galaxy, Back for Blood, Monster Hunter Rise, Shin Megami Tensei. There were a lot of bangers to come out this year, right?
I'm looking at the stuff here. The game that I've wanted to play has been Guardians, but I don't know if it's like game of the year.
So
Let me take a look through this list really quick before I give you.
no, go ahead. And actually, I'll kind of jump off the topic of Guardians of the Galaxy. So I've actually talked to a couple people who've played the game, and they say it's really good. Like I know we had a viewer who comes through, a really chill dude by the name of Booty Blast, right? He comes through quite a bit, and he was talking about Guardians of the Galaxy, and he said it's a fantastic game, it's very fun, but it kind of falls off near the end story-wise, and there's kind of a couple like oof moments where you could kind of do it was like maybe kind of gone a different direction with it. But honestly, I feel like almost it's kind of hard to play a game where that doesn't happen. I mean, I feel like I feel like the last game I played that's newer, where I was like I just stood up at the end of the game and just applauded, was God of War, right? Like for the PS4, like that game all the way through just was phenomenal, right? Like even when you're going and fighting the fucking Valkyries and shit, and it turns kind of into like a Souls like version of God of War, where you are just getting throttled over and over and over again. It was still fun, right? You still wanted to go back, and there's still part of you that's like, I know I could fucking do this. I know I could fucking do this. So you wanted to go back and do it. But I feel like it's kind of hard to make a 100% through and through perfect game where you're like, there was no flaws, like everything was beautiful, the art was fantastic, there wasn't any glitches, like the music was on point, the whole nine, right? And yeah, so I was wondering, what would you nominate 2 games that came out this year for Game of the Year?
Yeah, kind of just looking through this list here. Oh wow, there's a lot of games that came out this year.
47 games, and a lot of them are like AAA titles. Like I'm looking through here, and I got to the bottom, and let's go from the bottom up. We have Five Nights Freddy's, the new one. We have the Evil Genius 2, never heard of that. House of Ashes, never heard of that. Monster Hunter Stories 2, still haven't played that, wanted to. Super Monkey Ball, Banana Mania, Just Dance 2022. Get that fucking shit out of here, okay? Stop making Just Dance games. Like, I'm fucking sick and tired of seeing these presentations, and so on and so forth. So for this topic,
all right, Waffle does not like Just Dance.
Dude,
we found that out.
It's okay, so it's not about not liking it, because I did actually enjoy the Just Dance franchise when it first came out. I was like, this is really dope, right? Like I like the idea of it. Like I was a really huge fan of Wii Fit and Wii Sports when that came out, and I felt like it was just kind of like a spiritual successor to that in some ways. But it's the amount of hype that's put on it, and the amount of like just rinse and repeat each year, right? Like there's nothing really, they're not breaking ground on new innovation. And for me, like if I were to look at like some of the other rhythm based games, like, you have your Tetris Effect, you have your Beat Saber, it's like I'd much rather play those, right, than go back through and play a Just Dance 2022. Got one comment here from fair. Coco Nut the Fruit while you decide on what your 2 nominees would be, and that is my top 3 games for 2022 that I want to play is 1, Total War 3, 2, Starfield, and 3, the Callisto Protocol. Now, Total War 3 I haven't heard of, and I haven't seen. Starfield, that one is that is such a hugely debated game because it looks really good, but the people who designed it have obviously made it as like a cash grab mill. But it's like it's one of those like it's like a really pretty poison, right? Like you're like, oh my god, this looks amazing, and I would totally be down to. But you start scratching beneath the surface, and they're like ships being sold for $4,000 and shit like that on the game. And it's like that's fucking insane. The Callisto Protocol, if you did not know, Floof, if you never heard of this game, it's actually just a game about cats, if I remember correctly. It's like a day in the life of a bunch of cats, and it looked actually pretty good. Yeah, it looked pretty good. I'm not gonna lie.
I kind of understand what that's like.
Yeah. You're like I'm like halfway there, right? I got like the cat dog thing going on.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah. So Floof, hit me with those 2 nominees.
Yeah, I pulled up this Game Informer thing, and it's so I suck at making decisions like this, but
which is exactly.
I'm just gonna kind of. I hate you. I don't know. The games that I'm looking forward to is Battlefield, and like I want to play Super Mario Party or Mario Party Superstars, whatever.
Yeah, the new one that came out, right? See, but those are okay for me. Those are fantastic. Those are fantastic choices because Battlefield in itself great series, great franchise, right? And
I don't know. I don't play a lot of like really good experience games.
Mhm.
I'm kind of a sucker for shooters, and so that's really where my a lot of my votes lie.
But that's
Um,
I find that to be like very duplicitous too in our conversation, because I'm one of those people who I like shooters, but I'm a little bit more I lean a little bit more towards like story based games. And okay, the Callisto Protocol is a game developed by Striking Distance Studios. That's right, it's the Dead Space spiritual successor. Thank you, Coco, for keeping us right on that one, because I'm thinking of like it's called something called the Calico Effect or something like that, and it's like this cute little like cat based indie game. I digress. I digress. Go ahead and continue your thought there, Floof.
no, it's just like I said. I don't think I could probably throw 2 and 2 together. I mean, Security Breach also launches this year, which is cool. Got I think Little Nightmares 2 came out. That was really cool. But I don't know how people responded to that one.
No,
I
dude,
thought a lot of people loved it.
that one actually kind of blew up on Twitch. I noticed that a lot of people were going back and then playing Little Nightmares 1 and to play through 2, and like that was like an all year round thing, right? Not just like a Halloween thing. It was like all year people have been playing the Little Nightmares series. So yeah, those are some good fucking choices. Okay, so for you have, it looks like you called out 3 games, which is fine.
I did.
Like, I'm fucking down with that. Like I kind of just wanted to aim in the ballpark at 2, but that gives me wiggle room to add a 3rd one for myself as far as just thoughts. So with Mario Party Superstars, you got yourself your fucking Battlefield, the new one, 2042, and Little Nightmares 2. All great titles, right? The one thing that, one of the games there out of the 3 that I would be probably like, I would only want to play this one with friends is like Mario Party, because even when I was younger, like I enjoyed Mario Party, right? I really, really did. But it was one of those games that if I played it by myself, I like picked it up, played it for like 5 minutes, put it back down, because it's like, it didn't really keep my attention. For me, though, I would probably say the 3 games that I either wanted to play or would nominate towards Game of the Year would be Kenna, Bridge of Spirits, right off the bat, because that game looked fucking amazing. Amazing. And then I would probably honestly have to give it to Ratchet and Clank Rift Apart as well. And then
I've heard good things about that game.
Dude, so many good things. And then so in order, I would probably go actually Ratchet and Clank Rift Apart as the first one, Kenna Bridge of Spirits is the second one, and then the 3rd one, which would be kind of like an honorable mention slot, would be held for Resident Evil Village, because that game really kind of just hit the ground running, like right off the bat.
Yeah.
Everyone was fucking playing that game, and it looked really good.
There's a friend of mine that became obsessed with it.
Dude, it's like, and not only did it, we got all those fucking amazing memes of like, the Jurassic Park substitute, where instead of the dude fucking leaning up against the dinosaur, it's like leaning up against Lady D's ass and shit like that, and like it's just, or like the fucking phone call thing where it's like she's on the phone and on the other end it's like, like a telemarketer or some shit like that, or she's like a Twitch streamer and it's like someone being like, show me your boobs, and her face looking all scrunchy, like, yeah. I really enjoyed not only the how it had like a kind of a cultural effect, but also because it looked like a fucking fantastic game. Now, out of all these games, the only one that I've even had more than a little bit of experience with would be Resident Evil Village. I haven't played Kenna, and I have not played Ratchet and Clank Rift Apart. I haven't played Resident Evil Village all the way through, but I did play I believe a demo is what came out a while ago. I might be mistaken. And I thought that those 3 were fantastic. Now, for me though, one of the kind of disappointing games that came out this year, right? Like right off the bat. And like, I'm actually going to throw 2 out there, okay? And this is going to be very controversial, okay? Because people...
Pokemon Unite.
People fucking, oh my God, I forgot that game came out this year. And yeah, I'm not even throwing that into either category because I'm throwing that in the this game needs help category. And no, okay,
It needs
so
psychiatric evaluation.
yeah, so two games that I would say that I just thought that needed a little bit of help and were not the greatest. Right off the bat, I'd have to throw it at It Takes Two. Okay, and like this is a controversial one, okay? And let me explain myself because a lot of people fucking adore It Takes Two. Personally, I thought that game suffered from too many cutscenes. Like the game was fucking insanely long because you would go and do one thing and then it would be like 15 minutes of like talking, and then you do like another thing that takes like maybe 20 minutes, and then it's another 15 minutes of talking. And it's like I cannot fucking do that anymore. You know what I'm saying? I just can't. It's so fucking it's just too much, right? But that being said, even then it seemed like it was pretty good for the most part. But the other game that I would say that I feel like it kind of just came and went, wasn't really my jam. Seemed like it was fun for a lot of people other than Just Dance 2022. Get that fucking shit out of here. But no, would be Super Monkey Ball. Super Monkey Ball Banana Mania came out, and like there was kind of like this little mini hype around it, and it just kind of fell the fuck off, right?
It just went wee by.
But some honorable mentions for games that went by the wayside that looked good and that I was excited for but never played would be Scarlet Nexus and No More Heroes 3, which I totally fucking forgot No More Heroes 3 even came out this year. Hold on.
Yeah, I've never actually heard of No More Heroes.
What? Okay, so
series, yeah.
It's really okay. So I'm kind of shocked by that because like it kind of seems like a game franchise that you would really enjoy. The story is very zany and wacky, but it's like from the perspective of like a 30-something-year-old otaku or who is that? I think that might have been. What goes best with Floop and Waffles? Some crows. Shout out to Indiana Crows. How you doing, Chief? How you doing? Welcome back, the one and only. Fucking love this guy. So No More Heroes 3 is the main protagonist is named Travis Touchdown, right? And he's kind of like this super anime weeb dude who, you know, he lives by himself. He's kind of a burnout in some ways, you know, like he doesn't really give a fuck about like what he's doing or how he's getting there. It's just more of like, you know, he's just kind of living life. And then one day he goes online, I think on like eBay or something, but they had another name for it. And he ends up buying a lightsaber, like a replica lightsaber. It doesn't look exactly like the one we know. It kind of looks a little bit more like thrown together by hand. But because of that, he ends up pretty much getting a target on his back by like these League of Assassins. And then that story rolls into 2, where like he kind of joins them but doesn't join them. And then like they had this in between game called No More Heroes. Oh fuck, I forget what it's called. It
gets really crazy really fast.
It's really fucking good. It's really good. And it's a lot of action and a lot of like back in the day, the reason what made it like kind of made it very popular is because you would use the Wiimote as kind of like the lightsaber, but it would throw some very inappropriate, cheeky ways to like charge your lightsaber. Like to charge your lightsaber, you had to like pretty much beat your Wiimote off to like get it to like like you had to shake your Wiimote like this.
Oh my god!
And then the character would be standing there with the fucking lightsaber in between his legs, like fucking doing one of these and shit. And and then like every time he would go to kill someone, it had kind of like a Scott Pilgrim feel to it too, because you would knock someone out and they would blow up into bits, and then like coins would fly everywhere.
It does look like it's very Scott Pilgrim-ish.
Very Scott Pilgrim-y. And yeah, the one thing that I always thought was fucking hilarious is that when Travis would go to do a major execution, he would scream out like one of his favorite dessert combinations. So like he would be like banana cream pie and fucking take their head off real quick. Mm-hmm. And I thought that game series was amazing, but No More Heroes 3 definitely got swallowed up this year because I didn't see barely any advertisement for that, and I haven't heard anyone talking about it or seen anyone play it or anything like that. So Maybe I'll dive back into that one and check it out.
I feel like I've seen this game before, just not actually played it at all.
Yeah, it was somewhat popular back on the Wii. Another game that I used to enjoy alongside No More Heroes is this game called Killer 7, and that game was phenomenal. It was a little grimmer, a little darker. It kind of had like Devil May Cry, old Resident Evil feel, where you like Onimusha feel, where like you kind of felt like you were on rails from like a asymmetrical viewpoint that wouldn't pivot. So like you'd walk into one room and you'd be like it would be stationary, right? But you could still move the character around the room, but you couldn't like move the camera. It was like more fixed. Mm-hmm. Killer 7 has that feel to it, but the theme of Killer 7 was that that you were essentially a hitman, but you were in like a wheelchair. You were like pretty much like disabled, but you had 7 different personalities inside you that could all come back, and they were all different sporadic hitmen. And they could have made like the person who made Castlevania could make a really good Killer 7 anime, because it is just batshit crazy, but it's goofy, and like each character has their own personality. Like you have one dude who's kind of like the Leon professional hitman type, and then you have another dude who's like a luchador, and like so on and so forth. And those games are really good. That was like a golden age of gaming, in my opinion. That kind of just, we don't get that kind of shit anymore, you know? We don't get that kind of feel.
No.
But excuse me,
You okay?
Oh yeah, I drank a peppermint mocha earlier, and I don't usually drink I don't usually drink super sugary coffee in the morning. Like on my coffee, I'll put a little bit of creamer in there and drink that. You know, I think we were actually talking about that earlier, where it's like I can only drink black coffee when it's like a certain kind of blend where it's like super robust. It needs to be like a liquid candy bar. I fucking love you. I love you, Indiana. See, that's kind of how it felt this morning. I felt like when I got the peppermint mocha from Starbucks, not only like when I drank it, I'm like, this is gonna kick me into gear, right? It has that coffee kick, but it was also very sweet. Like, oh my God, which I mean, obviously I'm pretty sure Indiana would fucking love, but yeah, it gives me the burp. It gives me the burps. But yeah, we should a couple things I kind of wanted to talk about past just gaming nominees of the year and such would be
but I love gaming.
Yeah. Well, what I was gonna say is
I just want to play video games.
What games this year were you anticipating that did not come out? I'll go first on this one to kind of lay down the grounds of ideas. And for me, the number one that will come to mind is Hollow Knight Silk Song. I fucking love Hollow Knight, as a lot of you might know. And Silk Song was so anticipated for me this year. It was supposed to come out this year around April. It got delayed. And Thor has entered the chat. But I really, really wanted to see more from it, and I haven't seen a whole lot. There was actually one video I kind of wanted to show in a pop-up podcast within a podcast called Waffles Wants to Show Floof Stuff. And so we might...
Waffles shows his living under a rock fox friend, all the
random YouTube goodness that I've been running into recently.
That sounded better in my head. I'm sorry.
Yeah, no, it's okay. Waffles shows Floof his thing. I mean, his stuff. I mean, no, I'm just playing. But let's see if I can get this pulled up here. That'd be cool. If I can show you this real quick here.
All right. Anyway, while he's getting that set up, I hope y'all are enjoying the show.
Right. Thank you all for coming through here. It is massively impressive that we're seeing such engagement. Lurking, cleaning the house while listen. Let's see it.
It means a lot that you guys are tuning in and listening into us banter back and forth, which is fun. It's very fun.
3D. Let's see here. Is this it? There's a video. Oh my God, here it is. Okay. Let's see if we can. Oh God. Okay, hold on. Let me mute this real quick, because like, what the fuck? Yeah. It's like a Zootopia 2 ad. Let's see here.
Zootopia Plus.
Here we go. So have you ever played Hollow Knight there, Floof?
Yes, I have.
You have? Okay, cool.
Finally, a game I played.
Let's see. I'm gonna see if I'm hoping that it allows me to win. Okay, cool. It is. It's allowing me to do this.
I haven't beaten it because that game is long as hell, but I have played
Hollow Knight. Yeah, it's a fucking insanely long game. So
Fallout Knight.
Fallout. I played Fallout Boy Knight, but no. Okay, so I'm going to zoom this in, and we're gonna watch this. You might, if you are on the stream here, Floof, which it looks like you are because you just commented here, you will be able to see this. I'm not gonna zoom in or anything, or I'm just gonna have this kind of haphazardly like that. Here we go. And then here, let's
professional Twitch stream, right?
Hold on. I might have actually been able to just do this, to be honest. Let's see here. Theater mode. Oh, fuck everything. Okay, here we go. Let's zoom this down like that. Go like this.
If you put it in theater mode, you can just have the whole thing up.
Well, no, because it still kind of shows like there's like some weird bezels on the side that it does. Again, y'all.
Get rid of that family plan. We don't want a family plan.
Yeah, get the fuck out of here with that family plan. Who here has a family? You know, no, skip the trial. All right, so this is called Hyper Realistic Hollow Knight 3D fan film by 3D Print Guy. Okay, and I stumbled upon this randomly, and this looks fantastic. So let's give this a look. It's just a minute or so we'll be able to get through this rather quickly. Oof, I'm gonna turn the volume down on this bad boy. Let me turn this down a bit. And it looks so good. It just looks so fucking good.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, dude. And you'll see. They go really hard with this. It's like, okay, so that's the Hollow Knight that you kill at the end of the game. And then there's a spoiler alert. And then there's you, the Wanderer, because it's supposed to be like leading up into Silk Song. And I love how they do this like stop motion claymation animation look, and it looks so creepy. Her hand looks so fucking creepy. It looks so good. And yeah, God, I fucking love what people are doing with animation nowadays. So the one thing, and actually I'm gonna give my thoughts after this because this thing is loud.
Thanks for watching, everyone. I had a lot of tutorial requests, so I've started a new Blender tutorial channel if you want to learn more.
No, not really looking to learn more, but I do appreciate the sentiment there. Cool. But yeah, so for me as like a diehard Hollow Knight fan, when I first saw that, I was like fucking blown away. Rewatching it though, one of the things that I kind of find to be a little strange is that they literally copy and paste her sound effects in the game, which they worked, but there were some points in time where I was like just watching that right now, I'm like, it would have been cool if they maybe made it like a little deeper sounding, right? Just a little bit to kind of give it that grungy feel. But it makes me so much more hyped to actually play Hollow Knight, to know that like other people.
There could have been some audio engineering to make it sound a bit better too.
Yeah, like the in the background, like definitely kind of sets the mood off a little bit there. But yeah, I like the idea of it, and the guy did a fantastic job. But I want to play that fucking game so bad, and I know it kind of derailed us from the question in the first place. But what was a game that you hoped to come out, or that you knew was in process of being made and wanted to come out this year that just did not?
Well, that was going to be Dying Light.
Oh, right. Dying Light 2?
Yeah, because that got delayed a bunch. I don't know, because I think that was like the big one that I was like, I hate that this keeps getting pushed back. But, yeah, I think that would, I don't know. I think that was it for me. Like,
well, I'm
just
glad
that game specific.
I'm glad that they actually pulled through and got you your fucking game. You know what I'm saying? Because yeah, Dying Light 2 looks really good. My whole right arm is a zombie. Oh, what? What? You need to post some pictures of that shit, Indiana, because that's fucking dope. See, I've wanted to get tattoos for a minute, but I work in the cooking industry and I burn and cut my fucking hands and arms and shit all the time. So it's like, I feel like I'd get a tattoo and end up fucking it up because I like got a pizza iron or a pizza oven burn or some shit like that, you know? And, but yeah, that's Dying Light 2 looked pretty good. I don't know if you played the Dying Light port to the Switch. I mean, I highly doubt that you would because I feel like not many people have. But if you did, I mean, from what I was hearing is that it was fun, but obviously the one huge thing that I noticed when you port over to the Switch is like, it's an afterthought, right? Like it's, I almost wish that ports of 3D games, like really fast-paced 3D games like that, or like, you know, there's World War Z that came out on the Switch. We had even things like in the cloud saves, like the Kingdom Hearts series and the game Control. I wish they would make it so that the graphics were actually up to date or just not, right? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I'll play some of these games like when Apex first dropped on the Switch. I was like, yeah, dude, I'll check this out. It is the worst potatoy piece of shit I've played in a long time. Like, it's so bad. It's
the optimization
so bad.
is just poo-poo garbage.
You're running at 15 frames a second for starters. Wow. Yeah, dude. So like, you have a major handicap against people who are playing on the computer who are over there fucking running at uncapped frames or whatever the fuck it might be, you know. And it's just some of these games just don't belong on the Switch, but I feel like they put them on there because they want to try to get a dollar off it, right? We got a comment here from Indiana Crones saying, amazing book, terrible movie, okay game, referring to World War Z. And I want to elaborate off that there, Indiana Crones. Because I agree, the book is fantastic. The movie was not great, and I haven't played the game yet, but I want to add one more to that. The audiobook of World War Z is an actual fucking experience. If you have not checked out World War Z's audiobook, it is almost like a book that was made into a podcast about a zombie apocalypse. Like, it is so fucking good because the
best thing about World War Z and what I loved what the book was, exactly what Indiana said in chat is that the book very much was like it's basically a documentary on the event of the apocalypse.
Yes, exactly.
And that was the coolest thing, is it was like life went back to normal.
Yep.
Or I guess as normal as it could go. But like, do you know what I mean? Like, this is a thing that happened, it ran its course like an actual plague, and then was after, you know, and the recount of how it started, everyone's different accounts of it all over the world and how it like affected it. That was, to me, was a really cool idea. But yeah, the movie seemed like it just wasn't about that story at all. It was about one part.
It was they took one story and it wasn't even a story near the beginning of the book. Like, if you remember, because I've actually read this book a bunch of times. It was one of my all-time favorite books growing up, as alongside, you know, your Harry Potters and your Hobbits and shit. And same thing with Will Smith's I Am Legend. You make a fucking great point there, Indiana. And so from what I remember, the book was about him. The movie was exactly when referring to I Am Legend. Yes, the book was about him being a badass, and the movie was him being a crybaby. Kind of both. And on top of that, from what I heard with I Am Legend, is that the infected, the vampiric people, the civilization, they were actually much more intelligent in the book. Like, they communicated and they were actually sentient in a lot more ways than just being like, this is my child, I protect child, like caveman status almost, right? You know. But I feel like for the theme of it being like a pseudo sci-fi horror movie, they had to kind of lean more towards like, these are mindless creatures that just want to feed need. And the thing with World War Z that I feel like they could have done way better is they could have just chose 3 stories. And what I would have really loved to see,
beginning, middle, and end.
Yes, I would have.
That would have been
really
amazing.
Loved to see the first story where you have that dude who's like a shut-in weeb, who's like, you know, he's in this apartment in Kyoto, I think it is, and in the submarine. Oh my God. Yes, Indiana. I was gonna mention that one as well. I agree because like I would love to see, you know, this dude rappelling down the fucking side, like the scene that they lay down where he takes all of his sheets and blankets and he ties them together and he's rappelling down the side of his apartment building from like the fucking 5th or 6th floor, and he's looking around and the city is just in disarray. You know what I'm saying? Like it is just shit is just burning. People are jumping off the fucking roof, off their balcony to commit suicide because they don't want to deal with this. You know what I'm saying? You had like a mother on her like it through her window, like a shot of a mother through her window getting like attacked by her son, and like all this shit, you know, like it was chaotic in the book, and then the movie with Brad Pitt, it just didn't do it service in any way. Or the blind martial artist who survives in the trees. Yes, yeah, dude. And with this us actually as well, book that I would have loved to see made into a movie that was also along the theme of zombie apocalypse was the zombie book called Sanctuary, and it was essentially a book about, you know, these people. It had like kind of a Walking Dead feel to it at first, where it's like people are roaming the hillsides, they're just kind of in a convoy, but they hear about this one place near the coast that was considered like a safe haven, and they go there, and of course there's the whole thing where it's like shit just fucking goes to shit quickly, right? Like zombies soon overrun the area, and they have to like someone comes by to try to take it over, and they bust down the walls, and just I would really enjoy to see some of these books turn into movies, but I just don't want Hollywood to fuck them up, you know? Let's see. Indiana Jones.
That's the biggest thing with book to movie adaptations is how it gets like done, and I think that that's one of the biggest reasons that Dune is kind of polarizing.
Straight up though,
is that I haven't seen the new one, but in terms of the old one, of like from what I did see of it, there was too much like this is a book but now it's a movie syndrome, which is
wait, in the new Dune, right?
No, the old one.
Yes. Oh yeah.
So
and on top of that, they tried to splice some
that they were trying to. Yeah, sorry. But what happened was you have all this time where you hear the characters thinking where you don't need to. Whereas film is a very visual medium, it requires action or the pausing of such, or like the absence of it. Not static like talking or anything like that.
Yeah. And on top of that, I feel like the old one kind of suffered from like an identity crisis. It didn't know if it wanted to go like full faithful to the book or like try to splice in like Mad Max into it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like there were some points in time where you were just like, what the fuck? And then like on top of that, they had some characters that were like super over the top. Like you could tell they were gunning for the hills, and then you never see from them again. But so that kind of leads me also as like a tiny little segue, right, into a topic of what was, and I think we might have touched on this last week, or maybe it was before we went live on stream. I had asked you, and then we just didn't really get to it because last week we were kind of putting together our content for the next couple weeks with voting on, you know, games we want to play and so on and so forth. What was a movie that you've seen in the recent history? It doesn't have to be this year, it doesn't have to be last year, just recent, maybe like within the last couple years, that you thought like this movie is a slam dunk, knock this fucking shit out of the park, 10 out of 10.
I feel like I've mentioned it on the podcast before, but Spider-Verse.
Oh my god, yes, dude, you're literally reading my fucking mind, because
I don't think I've seen a movie in recent times that has come close to, like, okay, this is it's an older film, but the Grand Budapest Hotel, that was a great movie.
It's a good one too.
But in recent times, Spider-Verse 100%.
Yeah, for reals. Like I really enjoyed Spider-Verse.
Such a good movie.
Really enjoyed Yeah, Budapest Hotel was fantastic. There was another good one when I'm thinking of Budapest Hotel and its direct production style. I kind of also think of Once Upon a Time in Hollywood, which was also
that was the Tarantino movie.
Phenomenal movie. I wouldn't give it a 10 out of 10. I would give it like a 9 out of 10 because there were some points to it where it was like there was some overacting and like some of the things didn't stick, and there was like, some like refreshed assets as far as like Tarantino's music and so on and so forth, which he loves to do, you know, whatever, do your thing, man. But my girlfriend, it's radio voice, man. Hell yeah. Hey, tell your girlfriend thank you. I appreciate the compliment, degradation. But but so I definitely agree. The 10 out of 10 for me would be Spider-Verse, with probably in order would be Spider-Verse, or Avengers of Infinity War, and then I would probably go down for Once Upon a Time in Hollywood. And I know some people are probably sitting out there being like, Waffle, what about Endgame? Endgame was like this and that. Don't get me wrong, the CG in Endgame was great.
Endgame was good, but it wasn't like super great. It was an ending.
Exactly right. That's exactly right. And not only that, but like I think me and you talked about this, or maybe somebody else talked about it, or maybe I just talked about it in chat with on a stream on this last week. But the thing with Endgame is that it stayed faithful to the Tony Stark Infinity Gauntlet death, right? In one of the comics universes. There was one that was with Tony Stark. There was one that was with Captain America when he dies. And then there was one where Tony Stark makes the Thanos Buster armor, where he actually puts all the Infinity Stones into a piece of armor and then beats the shit out of Thanos that way. And so on and so forth. But the thing that I thought was kind of lost was Thanos in Infinity War was really amped up over like 7 or 8 movies to be this big bad guy, right? Like he is fucking insane. He is going out, he's tactically sending armies across the fucking galaxy to stir shit up, trying to collect these Infinity Stones, but he's not making a huge amount of wave towards his objectives in the end until right at the last minute when he starts getting these stones together. And he's like, yeah, I'm about to fucking snap my fingers and half you motherfuckers are gone, right? And in the second one, in Endgame, I feel like that lust, that kind of like, or luster, that like that intimidation was almost lost, because we already knew like this guy is fucking this. He can be terrifying, but right now he's a little benign, right? He hasn't gotten the stones yet, and on top of that, he kind of seemed like he was confused at a lot of different parts, right? Like he would be like, this is happening, so we have to do this now, and okay, well this is happening, good, I know that, but what about this? And it builds up to the point where like I don't think he collected a single stone on his own.
He didn't.
You know what I'm saying? Like I think he just kind of chased his own tail for a bit.
He might have, but I'm pretty sure, yeah, that was very much just we gotta go grab all the stones, and then Thanos finds out and he tries to stop it.
Yep. And it kind of felt rushed. And then on top of that, one of the scenes that I thought was kind of iconic from Infinity War was when we're outside of Wakanda, right? Shit's going down. There's fucking monsters funneling into the gates. There's a fucking huge ass war going on. And then out of nowhere, it pans over and you kind of see like some of the female roles doing their thing, right? You have Black Widow helping out. What's her name from the Wakanda, woman soldier elites or whatever they're called. I forget what their title was, but she's a badass. And then they're kind of helping each other out. And then like out of nowhere, this giant bladed fucking mechanism is about to just kill both of them. We're thinking like, oh, this is it. And then fucking Wanda comes out of nowhere and just shuts that shit down and splits it in half. And I'm thinking to myself like, these are some badass fucking ladies, right? And then in Endgame, they just hand feed us that. They fist feed us that shit. They're like, it's like almost like, all right, all women, put your hands in, woman power. And like for me, it's like I am all for empowering women representation in movies, especially when it comes to superheroes, right? Like I am super down with Thor Love and Thunder making Jane the new Thor, passing the mantle on. I'm fucking down with that shit. But make it flow a bit better, you know? Like, don't just have it like, it almost felt like a Super Smash Bros moment where you have like one person show up and then like 20 other people are lined up behind them ready to go. And you're like, this doesn't really fit here, right? It's very cartoony. Degradation. He had all these deep philosophical reasons in Infinity War, and in Endgame he just says, you know what? Fuck you all. I'll kill all of you. This is true. This is so fucking true. Yeah, and yes, I agree. It was very forced. I still enjoyed the movie, don't get me wrong, but Infinity War definitely goes over it, especially since like I feel like one of the big things in Infinity War that I just absolutely enjoyed is that at the end of the movie, we lose, right? Like us as the viewers, us as people who are invested in this ride, everyone lost, but we loved it. You know what I'm saying? Like the whole world got turned over and it's just Thanos sitting doing exactly what he described. Going to his place, hanging up his helmet and armor, and just kicking it and watching the fucking sunrise on this new world that he's created. And you have this
new
feeling,
universe. It wasn't just world, it was his, like, the entirety of it all. Like, that was
straight up. And it's, I also like how they didn't implement where it was right off the bat, you know, Captain Marvel coming through and just, okay, that's it. You know, it was just, there was kind of a build up to that too. Cause like she's on the other side of the galaxy and she doesn't know. And there's like, kind of established that communication for future reference. But I really enjoyed Infinity War much more than Endgame.
Little nitpick. I love that in the thing, or when they were talking and they asked Captain Marvel where she was and where, like, why she wasn't there. She's like, oh, there's bigger problems pressing than just Earth. And I was like, yeah, it wasn't just Earth though. Like it was everything. I don't think that really stands. Like, I'm pretty sure like you would have noticed if you were on the other side of the flipping galaxy.
Yeah, and people just start disappearing, right?
And then everyone flipping dies. I was like, I don't think you get to use that excuse here. Yeah, where were you?
Yeah, pretty much. And that's, I feel like there was a huge resounding like question with that going into Endgame, because if you remember, in between Infinity War and Endgame, we had this gap where we had Captain Marvel come out. I think there was one other movie that came out as well. But when Captain Marvel came out, everyone was like, well, what the fuck? If we have like a Marvel Universe Superman, where the fuck was she when Thanos was teleporting around? But that's one thing I also like about Infinity War, is that it's a long movie, but in retrospect, all of that happened within like a couple hours. Right? Because he's jumping around through space. He's appearing. He's sending fucking dudes out. I mean, technically, I think it was like a day or two. But like, it plays into the realism of, okay, well, yeah, she's not going to get this fucking information in time. They don't have this telecommunication set up. The only way that they, like, the planet Earth and anyone on it can communicate with her is this fucking weird ass, like, Ghostbusters looking pager that Nick Fury has on him, right? Like, that we see in the post credits of Infinity War when he's like, oh, this is our last hope, and he presses the button before they get all fucking snapped away. Degradation. Waffle Play Switch. Totally. But I dislike the quote, everything is fixed with a neat bow on top approach. So yeah, I agree. Damn. But I'm really hoping that with this next phase of the MCU, which we will be talking about next week, obviously, Tuesday. We're not going to be doing our live streams with with Floofs and Waffles. This is going to be, the live streams are going to be reoccurring every Sunday. But of course, check out our YouTube or the YouTube channel Waffle Plays. And I'm not too sure if Floofs is going to be uploading it anywhere. But if you want to check out the content, Waffle Plays YouTube channel will have all of our podcasts. It's pretty much just going to be where I put the podcast now, other than the VODs that rest here on Twitch. But on Tuesday, we are actually going to be doing our Shang-Chi in review. And let me tell you, y'all, this movie, I have a lot of things to fucking say about this movie. I have some thoughts. And we'll go over that on fucking Tuesday. But then Sunday, we will be going over the Eternals mechanisms. No, Eternals in review as well. Part of me wanted to go through Floof and insist like, oh, let's start from Iron Man and go through and watch all the Marvel's movies and rank them and shit. But like, dude, I don't know about you, but that sounds like a fucking headache. Like it really does. There are so many fucking MCU movies and like, oh
Phase
my god.
1 was, I think it was like, what is it, Phase 3 now? So it was like Phase 1 through...
Yeah, we're on Phase 3.
Yeah, so Phase 1 through 2 is very long. It was very, very long.
Yes, and honestly, there were some movies in Phase 1 that I really enjoyed, like Iron Man 1, like the first Iron Man, really good. I could still go back and watch that, and I thought it was a good movie. But then you have Captain America, and you're like, oh, here we go on this 2-hour fucking headache, you know? And there's a couple others like that, like Thor Dark World, right? As we're rolling into Phase 2, that movie needed a little bit of help as well, but I kind of enjoyed some parts, but not as much as others. One thing that I would like to do is, if you're down in the future, and we don't have to do this right now either, is with the newest, because I kind of want to start with like newest stuff, right? Like don't backtrack from other stuff earlier this year. Although if you wanted to, we could go through and do like Loki in review and WandaVision.
Well, I've seen all of Loki, so.
Have you seen WandaVision and Falcon and the Winter Soldier? Have you seen those two?
Yep.
Oh, okay. Well, then maybe we'll slot that for December, and we'll try to roll into that then, because I've already seen those two, and I have plenty of thoughts to give on them. I like each one has their own pros and cons. But I kind of want to, yeah. I kind of want to.
I was laughing at India's.
I see Loki every day. Wait, do you have an animal named Loki, or are you just saying
it's his dog.
Oh, fuck yeah! I gotta get the fucking pooch. Let's see here. So we got a couple back and forth here. We got Indiana Crones. I like the first Iron Man. I agree. It's a good one. Degradation. I kind of like Marvel still, but some of my love for it died with the end of the arc. Yeah. So okay. The Thor movies went from shit to fantastic over time. Okay. All right. So let me unpack this real quick, because I tend to agree. The first Thor movie was decent at best. The second Thor movie, I did not like the second Thor movie, right? Like I was not a fucking huge fan. I don't know about you, Floof, if you liked it. I personally was not a fucking huge fan of it.
I don't even really remember it. That's how forgettable it is.
That's about right. And then the third one, that's where they knocked it out of the park, right? That's where they fucking knocked it out of the park.
Which one was that?
That was, oh god, I forget the name of it.
Is it Ragnarok?
Ragnarok, yes.
Okay, yeah.
I thought that one was really good, but even then, Hela, like the goddess, right? There were a couple things about her that didn't really make sense, right? Like especially with Fenrir, because if you know anything about Norse mythology, Hela and Fenrir, I thought, were supposed to be brother and sister, and they were both children of Loki, if I remember correctly. And then in this one, they make Hel, well, her name's Hel, usually Hel, but in this one, they made her Hela, Hela, and then she's supposed to be their like long lost sister. But Ragnarok was fucking amazing. I love the whole part where they're in the stadium and they're fighting and shit, and you have fucking what's his name? Oh my god. He's in Jurassic Park. He has his own little talk show.
Jeff Goldblum.
Jeff Goldblum. I am a fucking sucker for Jeff Goldblum, and I loved Loved his role in this movie. He was just such a dork, and just Jeff Goldblum doing his thing, you know.
Very much so.
Yeah, very, very, very much so. But yeah, so like I said, everybody, next week we'll be doing starting up our 2 MCU movie, or starting up the MCU movie in reviews, and then after that, I believe we're going on to Miyazaki in reviews, right?
Yep.
And we're going to be doing Spirited Away and Kiki's Delivery Service. Right, that's what it is. That's what it is. And with that in mind, everybody, this has been the Floofs and Waffles podcast. Thank you so much for joining us on this Sunday morning. I appreciate you all for coming through here and hanging out and just having a great time with us. As you can see, these podcasts are kind of bite-sized, right? We'll go for like an hour and a half, depending on like what we're rolling into. I'm pretty sure the interviews will probably be a little bit longer because we're going to be explaining the plot a little bit and kind of giving a little bit more of a deep dive. But I don't know about you, Floof. I've been having a real good time with these, just kind of kicking
These
back.
have been popping off. I'm not going to lie. I love
fun.
it.
It's fun. I'm really fucking enjoying it. So, Floof, tell the people where they could find you. Tell them where they could find you.
All right. Well, you can find me at twitch.tv/floofsnoof. I have a YouTube channel, same name, and Twitter, same name. I am Floof everywhere. That's where you can find me.
Oh yeah.
So
and I love to see it. Go check Floof out. The dude's amazing. As you can see, he has his foxy persona, and I fucking love it. I love this fox. As you all know, you're on my
pretty cool.
Yeah, he's a cool fox. But as you all know, you're on my channel currently, Waffle Plays Twitch. Oh my fucking god!
Oh, Queasy!
Okay. Queasimoto coming in with a rating party of 9. We can't end quite yet. We gotta say hi to Queasimoto and the folks. Here we go.
We do have to say hi. Welcome.
Welcome, everybody. We were just about to wrap up on the old Floofs and Waffles podcast, but we would be sorely remiss if we did not say hello. As you can see, this is one Floof Snoof to my right. I am Waffle Plays. As you all know, you are on my channel currently. We've started doing this podcast a couple weeks ago. We do, usually it's Tuesday and Sunday. We'll upload on Tuesdays onto the YouTube channel, Waffle Plays on YouTube. Look for the icon. And then on every Sunday at 10 a.m. we will be live here on my Twitch. Oh man, I'm good. I got here in time. Fuck yeah. Again, if you have not checked out Queasimoto, go check him out. If you are watching later on youtube.com right now, that's twitch.tv/Queasimoto, QUEASYMODO. Go check the guy out. And again, like, subscribe, all that good shit. Leave a comment. Check us out. The whole fucking 9. But everybody, again, go hit up Floof Snoof. Go check out his Twitter, his Twitch, and all this good stuff. And if you haven't followed me on Twitter as well, it's at Waffles Twitch. Of course, you guys are on my Twitch right now. And for all of you YouTube listeners later, twitch.tv/WafflePlaysTwitch or twitch.tv/FloofSnoof will get you to the avenues you need to go. Mosey, I see you. I fucking see you, everybody. But until next time, everybody, have a fantastic evening. Stick around, because we are going to get a raid on, but just chill, right? We're going to hit this ending scene.
Thank you for enjoying your Floofs and Waffles.
And yeah, thank you so much for coming through and enjoying. And we'll catch you all on the next one. Peace out.